Good morning. Welcome to Sunset Studios for my second video. It should be a Tuesday, as I'm planning to post every Tuesday and Friday around noon. Today we are going to make this adorable snowman face. I have chosen a little more of an egg-shaped rock instead of a circular one, but I think it will work fine. I'm going to hold it this way so the hat is up here and the scarf will be down below. All you need for materials are a few different paintbrushes with different thicknesses, some inexpensive paint, Apple Barrel or Craft Smart, a paint tray, of course, to put your paint on, and some water. That's really dirty, but it works. Water to change, clean your brush and switch colors. An eraser is always nice to have, and definitely a pencil, as we'll be drawing the design on first. So here we go. We're going to start at the top, and I'm going to make roughly the shape of the hat. And then I'm going to do the scarf down below. I'm going to go up a little, which I'll show you a little bit better. Okay. And I actually think I'm going to use my eraser and make the hat just go a little bit lower down so that, let's see if I can hold this up a little. There we go. Okay. And then I'm going to make another line, just rough, and that's where the ribbing will be of the hat, and the scarf will be something like that, so that this part looks like it's been folded. All right, I'm going to start with red paint, and again, I just put a little dollop down, and I'm going to start by just painting my whole hat red. I'm not going to worry too much about the lines. Sometimes I can see through the paint to see where that ribbing line will be, but it really doesn't matter. It's just to give me an idea. Okay, I'm going to finish my red. My red is finished, and now I'm going to move on to the light blue color for the scarf. So I'm using a little bit thicker brush because it's a pretty big area and it doesn't need to be very exact. So I'm just following my lines. I've got that part that goes up a little, and I go back down. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to use my hair dryer and dry this paint. And if I need a second coat, I will do that as well. Okay, our next step is to take a darker blue or whatever color you are using. It doesn't matter. And I am going to paint stripes on the scarf. Okay. And I'm just doing that by simply painting straight lines down. Okay. And they don't have to be perfect. This is what rock painting is all about. It's for anyone, all abilities, and it's supposed to be fun. Now, the other part that I like to do is this part that comes up higher. I always make the stripes going the other way, because that way it looks like it's folded over. Oopsie. Trying not to get my hands in the way. So sometimes my rock moves a little. Okay, there we go. Our next step is to go over the hat with a black paint pen. Okay, you cannot use a permanent marker if you want to spray a sealant on at the end. We don't do that. I'm not going to show that in the videos, but I like to use something that's not a spray, and it's called art resin, but that's really something for, you know, older kids or teenagers. I mean, teenagers or parents to do. The spray has to be done outside and definitely not done by kids if you were going to go that route. And the reason you want to spray your rocks is so that you can, you know, they can be outside. And if they were to get wet accidentally, they don't get ruined. So there's lots of reasons that. Okay, I'm actually doing the second line right above the first. And that is the hat and the ribbing, okay? It's kind of thick, the line, but it will be fine in the end. The other thing I like to do is put the pom-pom on, which is at the top. So I'm just going to outline that right here with the black, and then I'm going to go over that with white. Okay. So there we go. Next step is I'm going to dip my thinner brush in white paint, and I'm going to just very gently go in that ribbing and make straight little lines so that it looks like a ribbed hat. And this is just little details, but they end up really making your work look nice. Okay, and I just have to do a couple over here, and then I'll be done. Okay. All right, so now the next step, while I have this white on my brush, is I'm just going to fill in the pom-pom. It does not take long. I may add a second coat, depending on how it looks later. Okay, now I'm going to clean my brush and dry it. And my next step is I'm turning my paintbrush over so that I have this tip, and I'm dipping the tip, see the paint on the tip, into the white paint, and I'm making polka dots on the hat because that's just super cute. And if you have dotting tools, then obviously you're all set. You don't need to get clever. But if you don't have dotting tools, there's lots of times you make certain rocks and it's nice to have a perfect little circles. But if you don't, there's all kinds of things you can use, even beside your paintbrush tip. You can also use Q-tips. You can use a pencil point. Lots of different things, depending on how big you want your dots. Okay, so the hat is done. The scarf is almost done. We're just going to take our marker, and the reason, I don't know if I finished my thought before, but the reason the permanent marker doesn't work is it tends to run when you seal your rock. So that's the problem. But if you're not worried about having your rock outside, then by all means give the permanent marker a try and see how it goes. I just wouldn't spray your rock with that, with anything that has that on it. Okay, so I'm almost done. I'm just turning the rock so I can see it a little bit better. And again, I'm just making the lines. I also like to make the lines here to show it's folded. Okay, and that's the lines. Next step is the face. First, we're going to start with the eyes, and I suppose you could dot them, but I tend to just make the eyes and color them in with my pen, and that seems to work well enough. And then for the carrot nose, I make a little sort of rounded, and one end is rounded, and then make it look like a carrot. And then the mouth, it's almost like half a smile with that on the end. And that's pretty much all there is to it, except we need orange paint to make our carrot nose come alive. Right? Nobody has a white carrot nose. Just turning the rock to the side so I can have a better look at it. Now, I find that sometimes I kind of go over the line on the black, but that's no problem. I'm probably going to do another coat on the orange, and then I'll take my black marker and go over this little spot again. But this is finished, with aside from a couple of little finishing touches, like also maybe one more coat of white on the top. The next project on Thursday when I post is going to be a super fun continuation of the snowman theme. We're going to do these 3 snowmen peeking over this wall. Okay? Thank you so much for watching. I really enjoy making the videos, and please subscribe and give me a thumbs up. And any comment of suggestions of things you'd like to do is always welcome. Take care.